get to hear you and see you in the same day. This is so exciting.
This is so technologically way above my head. I don't know how.
Well, it switches back and forth between us whenever we talk, so you'll be like in the forefront when you're talking. But I just wanted to tell you, I wanted people to be able to see your face and for them to be able to understand who was talking about the interview. But Shannon, I think that we need to tell the story of how we met. That's what I think.
Okay, well, why don't you tell that story? well, let me do this. Let me set it up to the point where you told me the story. Okay. So we were at the International OCD Foundation annual conference. I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yep, in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, and we were at a reception, and I was sitting at a table with Jeff Bell, one of those big round tables, and I'm watching the speaker, and all of a sudden I hear, "That's Shannon Shy," and I look over. And you're headed my way, and then you sat down and told me the following story.
I have no fear. So I was young in advocacy for OCD. I knew who Shannon Shy was just because I'd been following the IOCDF, and I thought, I'm going to go to their conference this year. I'm going to read this guy's book before I get there. So if I happen to meet him, I can have some reference. So I ordered his book on, what was it? Was it ebooks?
Ebooks, iBooks. I don't know. It was one of those. It was you downloaded it and read it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I downloaded this book. I get it. I'm so excited. I'm like, oh, Shannon Shy. I start to read, and I'm like, well, there's this old guy in the book who is a veteran, and all he's doing is screaming obscenities, and he drinks a lot. And then there was a lot of explicit sexual stuff. And I thought, I didn't think that he had sexual, like pure sexual obsessions. And it didn't seem like he would want to write them this way. So I kept reading, and I was thinking, after the second chapter, I was like, how can the IOCDF endorse this book? Who is this guy? I was so irritated, and I kept reading, and I was just like, I don't know what to do here. And finally, I scrolled back through the book to the first page of the book. And even though each of the pages said Shannon Shy, it'll be okay at the top, the cover of it was like Into the Moonlight, an erotica novel.
So for some reason, and I actually had one other person email me about it. Somehow electronically, my book got mixed with the text with that other sexual novel, and you sent it to me. You sent me a screenshot. Every page said Shannon Shy, it'll be okay, and then talked about this very explicit sex going on. So the very next day, I was on a panel at the conference with Jeff Bell, and you attended, and Jeff said, you two have something very interesting to talk about, and so I had you actually stand up and explain what you just explained. And Jeff said, you might want to call your publisher. And I said, well, let's see how sales go first. So,
that's taking sexual obsessions to a whole nother level.
It does give us an idea, though, about a new way to portray the information. Anyway, so no, you're awesome, Chrissy. You just have so much energy. I love what you do. I think we're going to have a lot of fun reaching out and helping people.
I know. And to me, the erotica book I'm so glad that it happened that way, because that was the way that I got to meet you. And we got to completely bond. I didn't know anybody going to that conference. And I feel like I met you, and that's when I met Margaret and all the people that have made the huge difference in advocacy. So tell people about your website, and then tell us about your vision for what that's going to be like, Shannon.
All right. Well, the website is called overcomingocd.net. And really what I want to do is try to resource it, to give people, different places they can go to find help. Like we have a link to the IOCDF website, et cetera, et cetera. You know, I'm hoping to have an Ask the Expert or you know, a tidbit from the experts, you know, feature on it weekly. But it will involve me doing what I do on Facebook every day. So blogging, there'll be something there that I will say people can pick up. I have connected with a woman named Lindsay Hargett, or yeah, Lindsay Hargett,
Yeah.
and she has her own incredible story to tell. And she had basically found me when she was diagnosed with OCD when she was having her first child, and so we started a relationship about, you know, how to overcome OCD, how to help others, you know, with OCD. So I invited her to come onto the website so she tells her story. And now we're going to have the perfect trifecta because you're going to join the website and you're going to have that platform to tell your story. And so we are going to reach out and help others through social media, through the website, through your program, through me reaching out every day to do things. And then also there will be a peer-to-peer support motivational coach component to this. And
Yep.
there will be more information to come about that. But that will be powerful.
That is definitely in the works. So get ready, people. We're going to dominate the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I love, like I said, I don't have as much energy as you and Lindsay. So the good thing is that if we bottle your energy, we'd be able to also start our own nuclear plant, I think. So we're going to be good. We're going to be good.
That nuclear plant could destroy OCD. I'm all about it.
Oh, that's a good idea. We're going to nuke OCD. We better think about that. I'm not sure how the marketing is going to go for that. So
I don't know.
but yeah, no, we're absolutely. That's the next thing in line, and we're going to do it. Right?
I know. It's going to be awesome. And I think that, I definitely want to get your take on what you think about, I mean, everybody who knows anything about me knows that I'm 100% pro peer support. I mean, obviously that's what I do for a living. But tell me your take on what the peer mentorship and the peer support does for the people that reach out to you.
Well, I think if you go and look online, you see some testimonials, and most of those are just simply from things that people have written from reading the daily blogs on Facebook and my books. So multiply that by 1 million, right? And then you get the effect of actually talking to a person who's suffered as you suffer and can push you through, help you push through that anxiety. And the thing that we know, my whole take on peer-to-peer, I'm not sure how others do it, but I never really tell anybody what they have to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? I tell them how I did it and the things that I thought about, and ask them to simply apply those concepts in their own life.
Right.
The folks that I've helped to this point, 5 of them have told me that I've saved their lives. And it's just, for me, I never know how to handle that information. And I don't know, they might be also so excited that they've made some progress that they're simply, exaggerating the effect of what it is. I do know this, that they've told me that I was the one who made the difference in how they are proceeding, right? And it's this disorder, there's nothing easy about it, right? And you fail a lot when you're trying to go through it, and whether it's ERP or whatever. The key is trying to help somebody know that they can get back up and they can move forward,
right?
And you keep moving forward. I try to ask people to look at OCD in a different way, from a different angle, from a different perspective, right? And when OCD is telling you, for example, you have to go back and check that the lid on that bottle, because if you don't, your children are going to go over there and drink it and die. and because you love your children, you better go check. Well, you do to relieve that anxiety, and minutes later, OCD's got some new, twist on it. Well, you didn't check well enough. And if you really love your children, you're going to go back and double check it. So what I ask people to do is say, one, think about the fact that it is possible to get better. I didn't know that, but I was told that. And people can look at me now and know that it's true, right? Because I did it. So, but even knowing that I didn't know that what the doctor told me was true, it was the only hope I have. And so I talk about hope a lot with people and say, if you know that it's possible to get better, and if you look around the things in your life and the people in your life that you love, that motivate you, and if those are reasons why you want to get better, so you don't really need any more motivation than knowing that it's possible to get better and doing the tough things, enduring the pain and the anxiety for the people that you love, for the reasons that you want to get better. And I ask people to think about OCD in that, their struggle in that light, and it actually motivates people. People say, and I have lots of other little techniques that I use to get to that point. But at the end of the day, when it was the toughest, I thought about those two things. I thought about hope, and I thought about my family and me, right? I wanted to get me back. And so that's very powerful. Those are very powerful allies to have.
And OCD can make you feel so alone. And so having a peer and someone who's going through it, especially if it's even relatively similar to the same obsession or even in the same realm, you all of a sudden don't feel alone. And then you see, someone is looking at Shannon, someone's looking at Lindsay, someone's, looking at me and can say, wow, they went through this X amount of years ago and now they're able to give back. And now it's not completely debilitating. And that's the beauty and the celebration of peer support, which is right. The wave of the future.
I agree with you. I think that if people, I always tell people that if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? Because I'm not different than anybody else, right? And people will say, well, you just had extraordinary willpower. I know it has nothing to do with my recovery, right? Mm-hmm. In fact, I have horrible willpower. It's being able to think about the things that motivate you, right, and do it. And so if I look at you and I know that you were able to do it, that's one more little lift that in my life, in my battle, in my struggle, that's helpful, right? And so I think I'm so excited to be entering into this phase of advocacy.
I know. So a little shameless promotion time. Tell us all about websites, books, all of that. Tell us how to get it. Where do we get Shannon Shy?
Well, the easiest thing to do is just go to overcomingocd.net. And so you'll see the website. My books are on there, and you can link into them. You can read the reviews about the books if you want. So that's the easiest thing to do. If you don't want to go to the website, you can go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and lots of other places to get the
Can you go to ebooks now?
If you want the interesting story. So fortunately, I haven't heard any more about the conflation of the books. So, I am so happy that you brought it to my attention.
I know. I was happy too, just so I could be like, oh my God, what's going on? It was so awesome.
So anyway,
the book sucked. No, your book was awesome. That book sucked.
Oh, I know. Well, we never mind.
So, anyway, just to wrap up, I do want to remind people that are watching this to head over to my new venture, little shameless promotion here. The Mental Illness Isn't a Trend page on Facebook. And Shannon, I'm waiting for your photo.
Okay, I will do one. I will do a photo.
Photo or video. Post it on there or send it to me at ocd.chrissie@gmail.com, and I will make sure to post it. But what we're doing is using social media to spread the word about using mental illness not as a common dialogue, but people have actually just posted pictures saying, I support mental health. And it's just stepping up and making an awareness and posting it on your Facebook or whatever, just to show people are behind us and people are 100% wanting support for mental health, because 1 in 5 people are suffering, and we don't want to be part of, you know, we don't want it to continue where people are scared to come out and talk about it, where it's continued to be stigmatized. So that's Mental Illness Isn't a Trend on Facebook. Go there, see my posts, and post a photo in support. Woohoo! Shannon's will be coming up soon.
Chrissy, you rock. Thank you so much for all you do, and let's continue doing it.
Vice versa, man. I mean, you're one of my favorite people, and I just look up to you so much, and we're going to do great things. And so you'll see me soon on his website. Tell us again what it is, Shannon.
OvercomingOCD.net.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Shannon. Love you. You know, you're one of my favorites.
It was an honor for me to be here. Have a wonderful day, everybody. And Chrissy, we'll be talking.
Definitely. And thank you for tuning in. If you want to hear the interview with Shannon Shy, go to www.blogtalkradio.com/mental illness matters, and you can hear the full interview. And it's awesome, as usual, when it's with Shannon. And please visit my Mental Illness Matters radio page on Facebook, as well as Mental Illness Isn't a Trend, and post your photo, show your support. Let's do this. Let's change the world. Let's change how we talk about mental illness. It's happening. World domination. See you next week. Thank you, Shannon. Love you. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great day.